What's up everybody, Tiankam here with Sew Yeah Quilting. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you make face masks. Obviously with this coronavirus going around, this is a great safety precaution. It's not the end all say all, but it's a good thing to have. So let's get started. As always, let's dive right on into the cutting instructions. As you can see in front of me, we've already gone ahead and pre-cut down all of our fabrics. You can use scraps for this one. This is a pretty scrappy project. The top one here is 8 inches wide by 14 inches long. The two bottom ones here are 2 inches by 6 inches. And our elastic, I've got 2 pieces of 1/4 inch elastic that are 6 inches long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my big piece here. I'm going to slide everything out. And we're going to fold it and make a tube. So, just like so, I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down. It's really important to do our back stitching, so make sure we do the double back stitch here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to just press this over. That way I know that my seam is taken care of. Then what we want to do is turn this right side out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my seam is all the way open. I'm going to just take it back to the iron and just double check, make sure everything is open. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down. And we are going to need a marking tool, whether that's a Frixion pen, a water soluble pen, or just a pen. I'm going to use a water soluble pen. So I'm going to mark my 1.5 inch mark on the right side. I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. Then again on the right side, our next marking is at 2.5 inches. And on the left side, same, 2.5 inches. Our next marking will be at 3 inches. Then a 4 inch mark. A 4.5. And lastly, a 5.5 inch mark. The reason why we need so many markings on this is so that we know where the pleats of our mask is going to line up. And I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, I have all my markings down where I can see them. Sorry if they're a little bit hard to see on camera. But the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to fold this on both of our 1 inch markings, or sorry, 1.5 inch mark, and we're going to iron this down. I'm going to come over here to my ironing board, make sure I'm lined up, and iron this completely down. That way we have a really nice hard crease all the way through it, as you can see here. Now the next one, I'm going to do the exact same thing on my 3 inch marking here. So I'm going to fold this in half on that 3 inch line, and I'm going to iron this down. So as you can see, I have 2 creases in it, and then on my 4.5 inch marking, I'm going to do the same, which is right here. So I've got all of these creases on my fabric. Our next step is to make the actual pleats. What we're going to do is I'm going to take my 1-inch mark and I'm going to line it up with my 1.5-inch mark. I'm going to line it with my 2.5-inch mark, just like so, and iron this down. That way we get a really nice crease. Then I'm going to take my 3-inch mark and move it to my 4-inch mark. So doing the exact same thing again. And then I'm going to take my 4.5 mark to my 5.5. Now that I have all my pleats into my mask, it's time to sew a very like an 1/8 of an inch seam down both sides to lock everything in place. You're going to want to start with the side. This one's kind of hard to explain. If you turn it over, you have your pleats kind of like a staircase. You want to start at the bottom of the staircase. That way it's easier on your machine to go through it or go across it. Now that I got both sides sewn, it's time to add the elastic to them. So I'm going to make sure I've got my bottom seam still right there, and I'm going to grab my elastic pieces. I want my elastic to be on the inside of my mask, and essentially you want to put it about 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch away from each end. So I'm going to put this one here, and doing the same on the other side. Just like that, and we're going to sew down our ends. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. Now that we have our straps sewn on, it's time to put on our edging. Really simple to do. We're going to fold these extra pieces that we have here in half and iron them down. Iron it straight in half. I'm going to do it to the other piece now. Here comes the tricky part. It's not too hard, but you just got to follow here. What we want to do is lay down our piece just like so, with about 1/2 inch sticking out higher than our actual mask itself. And we're going to do that to both sides, and we want our raw edge facing towards the outside of the mask, just like this. We're going to sew this, and when we're sewing this, we're going to wrap our top edge around our mask, okay? I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to start with my right side here. I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it onto the other side of my mask, and then we're going to take this to the sewing machine and sew all the way down with that 1/4 inch seam. When we get towards the end, we have to do the exact same thing. We're going to take a pair of scissors here, cut about 1/2 inch away from our end, and we're going to tuck this up underneath our side here. I know this looks a little bit complicated, very easy to do, and it makes the mask turn out perfect. So let me show you what we've done. I folded our flaps over towards the back side. What this will allow us to do is fold our mask ends like this over. We'll tuck this going backwards now, or we'll fold this over just like so. And we will sew down this edge, leaving no raw edges, which will come out perfectly. If you have any straggling threads or anything like that, go ahead and just clip those off. This particular piece kind of went frizzy on me. So go ahead and trim those off for the best look. And so I'm going to just fold these in. I'm going to fold this over. And right on the edge is where I'm going to be stitching. So a very, very small stitch all the way across the edge of my binding here. We're going to trim off our excess threads here. Perfect. And we're going to repeat the exact same step onto the other side. So again, we're going to take our fabric, hang it over just about a ½ inch, tuck it up underneath, and start sewing. Again, cut off our excess about ½ inch away from the edge. We're going to tuck this up underneath our project here. We're going to fold this all the way over. Make sure it's good and tight here. And fold it over to hide all of our edges here. And just like that, our face mask is complete. They're very, very easy to use, and I'll show you. And one really cool feature about these masks, in the way that they're pleated, if you grab onto both ends and pull on them, it automatically snaps back to it being flat, which is awesome. So let me show you how you put these on. They're very simple to do, obviously. You're going to take the elastic on both sides and put it around both ears. And then, once they're on, pull down and up on the masks to cover your mouth and nose. Really, really simple, but they're very, very comfortable to wear, on top of easy to store, easy to put away. This is a great project to have, especially with what's going on right now in the world. So I just want to invite everyone to stay safe and be mindful of our situations that we're in. If you've liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't be afraid to share it with your friends. As always, we're going to leave instructions on how to make the face mask down in the description below. My name's Tianka, teaching how to sew like a pro. We'll see you here next week at Sew Yeah Quilting.